The Villanova boys are back together in New York. The New York Knicks trade for Mikal Bridges for a boatload of draft picks, but they get to pair the Villanova boys back together. This is crazy. So I'm gonna jump straight into this. The Brooklyn Nets are trading Mikal Bridges and a 2026 second round pick to the New York Knicks in exchange for Bojan Bogdanovic, 4 first-round picks, and the 4 first-round picks are unprotected, one in 2025, 2027, 2029, and 2031. All of those are unprotected first-round picks, and then the Nets also get a 2025 protected first-round pick from Milwaukee, and a 2028 unprotected pick swap, and a 2025 second-round pick. So a boatload of draft capital for Mikal Bridges. So for the New York Knicks, this is obviously a great deal for them. They get Mikal Bridges, who never really was a true number one option. When the Nets first traded for him, the second half of last year, I believe, he looked incredible, but this past season where he was the number one option all throughout, he was not a true one. He's definitely more of a third or fourth option on a really good team. And for the New York Knicks, they're going to get him in that exact spot, pairing him up with the Villanova guys, and this is just unmatched chemistry. And another thing great about this deal is the New York Knicks traded him for Bojan Bogdanovic, and they both make around the same amount of money. So this opens the door for the New York Knicks to still be able to re-sign OG Anunoby and just have an absolute monstrous defensive front court. So as of right now, the New York Knicks will have a lineup of Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, and Mitchell Robinson. And this is assuming OG does re-sign, which it is looking like it, and the Knicks still do have the money to do so. Now, for whatever reason, it was reported that this is making it more unlikely for Isaiah Hartenstein to return to the Knicks, which does suck. But if I'm the New York Knicks, I'm probably still picking OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges to be on the team over Isaiah Hartenstein. Mikal Bridges last season averaged just under 20 points per game. He averaged 19.6, 4.5 rebounds per game, 3.6 assists per game, shot 43% from the field, 37% from 3, 81% from the free throw line, and also played 82 games last year. He was one of the few players to actually play every single game, and you know Coach Thibs is going to love that. And apparently Mikal Bridges asked for this exact trade to go to the Knicks. He went up to the Nets front office and asked to be traded to the Knicks. So that's pretty interesting, and obviously you can see why. Those guys in New York are his friends out there, and Mikal just has to move across the bridge and he's right where he needs to be. So this is a great trade for Mikal and the New York Knicks. Was it a lot of draft capital? Yes, but if they do end up winning a championship, who cares? And Mikal Bridges has 2 years left on his deal, making $23 million his next year, and then around $25 million the season after. Now Bridges is going to be eligible for a 2-year extension on his contract October 1st, which is great news for the Knicks. You're going to obviously want to bring Mikal Bridges back if this works. And Mikal Bridges for the New York Knicks really does everything you want. He can shoot the ball very well. He can even handle the ball if you want. He has great perimeter defense. That's what he's been known for. And he is an Iron Man, and he's the definition of it, with him playing 82 games last season. A front court of Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Mitchell Robinson just sounds like a nasty defensive front court. And under Coach Thibs, you know, the whole team's going to play great defense. But when you got these very good individual defenders, the sky's the limit defensively. And obviously the New York Knicks are going all in with this team, and going off of last season where they were only really stopped by injuries, we never got to see them against Boston in the playoffs. A move like this definitely can move you to that top of the top tier where, you know, you're a contender and everything. I do think the Knicks are going to be contenders next year, like true contenders, especially if they re-sign OG Anunoby and maybe even get an Andre Drummond out of free agency or something, just to get a backup big, especially with Mitchell Robinson's injury history. Now for the Brooklyn Nets, they did 2 trades today, one right after the other, but going off of this trade for Mikal Bridges, and you're getting 5 first-round unprotected picks and another protected first-round pick, you're getting 6 first-round picks in total in this trade. This is incredible stuff for the Brooklyn Nets. I think both teams are winners, but I do love what Brooklyn is doing with this trade. They're going full rebuild at the perfect time and getting immense value for these guys. Mikal Bridges has 2 years left on his deal, like I said earlier. If you would have waited any longer, that trade value is going to go down. They traded him at the perfect time, and that's what led to them getting all these first round picks. This is incredible value for Brooklyn. Maybe not all of these first round unprotected picks will be great because the Knicks are looking to contend for the next couple years, but they still got some first round picks that are pretty late in the future, like in 2029, 2031. I love this deal for Brooklyn, and I love what they're doing with the franchise. And it's also rumored that they want to trade Dorian Finney-Smith and Cam Johnson to just go full rebuild, and to help the rebuild even more, after getting 6 first-round picks, a second-round pick, or whatever it was, they're also getting more picks in this second deal. And this trade kind of gets confusing, I won't lie, but I'll try and break it down at simplest terms and also point out the most important stuff in the deal. So this is exactly what Sham said. The Brooklyn Nets are trading a 2025 Suns pick swap, a 2027 first rounder from the Suns, and a first rounder and a swap in 2029 to the Houston Rockets in exchange for their own 2025 pick swap and a 2026 first round pick. And also Dallas gets involved in this deal, where Houston acquires 2029 more favorable of a Dallas and Phoenix first round pick, and acquires right to swap Houston first round pick for a less favorable Dallas first and Phoenix first. So a lot of draft picks are being traded for. There's a lot of strategy in this. I don't fully understand the deal. And this is a completely separate deal from the Mikal Bridges trade. This is the second deal that went on right after. But the most important parts of this deal is that Houston is getting Phoenix picks and pick swaps and stuff to get leverage in a possible Kevin Durant trade maybe next season or after next season, which it's also being reported that they might not even just go for Kevin Durant, because apparently the Suns aren't really willing to give him up. They also might just make a big trade because Houston wants to win right now and make a big deal right now. So they're getting a lot of first round picks that they want to trade for that are also pretty valuable, because Phoenix's future isn't the brightest, so a lot of teams are probably going to want to buy on those first round picks. And maybe the most important deal in all of these trades besides Mikal Bridges going to New York is the Brooklyn Nets are getting their own 2025 first round pick next year, which Houston had from, I'm guessing, the James Harden trade. So Brooklyn is actually going to be able to control their destiny next season and probably tank. This team is not going to be good next year. They're going to load up on first round picks with the other pieces on this deal, like Cam Johnson and Dorian Finney-Smith, and of course with the Mikal Bridges trade, they already got 6 first round picks. They're going to load up with more, and they're just going to tank next season, especially with them having now their own first round pick next year, and they're going to be able to tank for Cooper Flag, which is incredible for Brooklyn. Like, this is the best possible way to hit the full reset button. You get all these first round picks, your own first round pick from the James Harden trade, and you're also going straight into a loaded draft class next season. So if I were to give a grade for all these trades, the first trade, the Mikal Bridges trade for New York, I'm going to give it an A-. You're getting Mikal Bridges, who is the perfect guy to put alongside this team. He does literally everything on the court that you want, but you did give up a lot of draft capital, and if this doesn't work out, you're kind of screwing yourself over for the future. But that's hard to say right now, so I'm going to give it an A-. And for Brooklyn and the Mikal Bridges trade, I'm giving this an A++. This was an incredible deal, a deal that they needed to make, and honestly I wasn't sure if they were going to, because it just kept seeming like they were going to hold on to Mikal Bridges. But this just came out of nowhere, and they got immense value for him. And in the second deal, where it was Houston, Dallas, and Brooklyn trading picks and stuff, for Brooklyn, I'm giving this an A++ again. They're getting their own first round pick next year, being able to control their own destiny and tank and let their own record actually determine where their pick is going to be. For Houston, I'll give it a B+, I guess. I mean, they gave up a first round pick where they probably could have been able to get Cooper Flag. But honestly, this team's trying to win right now. What is Cooper Flag going to do to this team, where he's just a little bit too young for this timeline? So I give it a B+. They're getting a lot of first round picks and pick swaps and stuff that they'll probably be able to trade for pretty decent players, especially if you're going out and getting Kevin Durant. But I'm not sure if the Suns will do that for sure. But I'll give it a B+ for Houston. They're getting a lot of first round picks and pick swaps and stuff for potential trade. And I'm not even really sure if Dallas was involved in this deal or their own picks were, and it wasn't actually them trading it. So I'm not even going to grade Dallas. I don't even know if they were fully in this deal. But for Houston, pretty much to simplify what's going on, Houston's racking up picks to trade, and Brooklyn's getting their own picks to tank. Honestly, like the trades for all these guys. New York may have overpaid a little bit for Mikal Bridges, but that's going to be unmatched chemistry over there, and they're trying to win now. So this is an incredible trade right before draft day as well. This offseason's kicking off like crazy. So if you guys like this video, hit the like button down below and subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified as soon as I upload, and all these trades and stuff will be on this channel as soon as they happen. So I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.